This is the JB and Sandy Show on Austin's 80s station 103.1. Text us at 737-301-9600.
We're taking the week off, so we hope you enjoyed this from earlier this year. At first, I thought the weirdest combination I ever heard of was chicken nuggets at Taco Bell.
Yes.
I thought that was the weirdest combo, but it's been topped right here in Austin with JB. Tell everybody what it is.
It is stand-up comedy yoga. This is so Austin.
Yeah.
I was reading about this. It was a couple that moved down here from New York during the writer's strike a couple years ago.
Remember they were fighting about the AI and all that stuff?
Yeah. And they're both really into yoga and breath work. And they have started doing this at several yoga stops around town. Now, you can find it at comedyandyoga.com, and it shows where they do these pop-ups. It's literally like breathwork, yoga, and jokes.
Jokes.
So are the jokes being told during the yoga, or is that like after yoga?
It's here's it says literally on the site, it says here how it works. First step, breathwork and yoga. 2, stand-up and storytelling. 3, sound bath and meditation.
Sound bath? What is
that?
Sound
bath is when they hit a lot of the chimes and gongs.
Oh,
and
like
stuff.
when you went to the salt
bowls.
cave. You went to the salt cave.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Laugh a little, breathe a lot. We infuse levity into wellness, bring connection to comedy, and provide the freedom to laugh at what gets you down. We by integrating narrative storytelling and humor with breathwork, yoga, and meditation, we create an environment that makes these tools more accessible for those new to the space and provide a one-of-a-kind experience for even the most experienced wellness practitioners. That's a long sentence. They should use Grammarly, honestly. Anyhow.
Here's what I'm hearing. All right, I'm going to this, right? Here's the way I picture this happening in my head. All right, now in the downward dog. A rabbi, a priest, and a shaman walk into a bar.
Right.
Is that what happens?
I don't know.
They don't have, it looks like they don't have their own place. They kind of pop up at Flow Yoga on North Loop.
Mm-hmm.
They also have one in Westgate, Third Eye Meditation Lounge, and then they have some other pop-ups. But their home base, if you want to follow it, is comedyandyoga.com.
What was the sound thing? What was it
Sound
called?
bath.
Sound bath.
Where there's like gongs and bowls and
I would like that.
Reverberations that they make. They're saying that they kind of vibrate your body and wake stuff up in your body. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be very healing.
Huh. I keep getting bombarded in my Instagram account, and I'm actually going to do it. I just haven't done it yet. To do one of those salt baths or salt floats where you go in and the water is so full of stuff. You float on top of it. And it's like sensory deprivation.
Yes.
Did it close you up?
Yes, in a pod.
Absolutely not. Immediately
and it's like pitch
no.
black, right?
Yes.
Total deprivation
and
from
total
senses.
silence.
I want to do that.
You don't think you'd freak out?
You could probably like hear your own heartbeat and stuff.
Yeah. I hope they got a panic button on it.
I feel like the stand-up comedy sit-down yoga, I don't feel like the comedy wouldn't be as funny or inappropriate as I would want it to be. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you got to keep it real zen, and they're probably saying nice jokes.
I mean, the stand-up comedians in Austin have tried forever to make money during the day because it used to be they taught defensive driving.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I forgot about
We've
that.
all done that.
Yeah. They taught defensive driving and then did jokes at night.
That's all pretty much online killed that. I don't know if they host them online.
I don't know.
Online, it's just a video that repeats itself. They don't do anything live, right?
Yeah, back in the day, JB and I knew a shady guy that would just give us the certificate.
Oh, yeah. A few $100.
Yeah.
You're done.
You gave him $200. He gave you the certificate. You didn't have to go to the class. You were just done.
Those were good days.
I miss all our shady friends, JB. Where have they all gone?
We had a shady satellite card hookup, too.
Yep.
Well, now everything is so regulated and there's cameras everywhere and you have to answer questions.
I know I can't even share my Hulu with my daughter, without buying a family plan.
I can't share my Hulu. The kid sounds kind of dirty.
It did until we figured out what you're talking about. I just want to go out and share my Hulu. God.
And then, even the great secret parking spots in downtown, you can't do anymore.
Gone.
I still have one. I have one.
Don't tell people. Don't tell us because then it'll be gone.
Yeah.
I have one, and it's good.
And it's safe.
Yep.
I don't
Never
see
been towed.
I used to park in a spot and never get towed, but I bet I'd get towed.
But
now.
you're like, I might get stabbed.
No.
Oh,
it was
but
a
you think
half a
safe.
block off. It was on Trinity between 4th and 5th, an alleyway there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just park in that alley, and I never got a ticket. I never got towed. No one ever parked there.
And one of my tricks is I take my big truck, I put it in 4-wheel drive, and I have a bike rack off the back and park it forward. I figure any tow driver is going to see that and go, "Oh, come on,
I'm out,"
and just move on." Right?
You're
Too
right.
much of a pain.
You're exactly right. Comedy, yoga. All right, whatever it takes.
It's as Austin as it gets. This is the JB and Sandy Show on Austin's 80 station, 103.1.
We're taking the week off, so we hope you enjoyed this from earlier this year. There is no doubt that everybody has embarrassed themselves a little bit when they misread social cues that aren't intended for them, right?
Yeah.
The most obvious one is someone's waving at you in a crowded restaurant or bar, and you wave back, and they weren't waving at you, right?
Yes.
The person behind you.
Yeah,
So
that's
embarrassing.
just the dumbest feeling in the world. When someone waves now, I always point at myself, like,
And then
Look
look behind.
behind
Yeah, you gotta look behind.
right.
You did that on TV once.
I did.
It was oddly similar. You and I, we were in Dallas. We were hosting season finale of Survivor.
Yeah,
Second season when the Texan was in there. What's his name?
Colby.
Colby Donaldson. We were hosting a live TV event, and we had
This.
we had
IFBs,
earbuds in,
IFBs, yeah.
We had IFBs in, and they were talking to each other.
Right.
They were going, which one's which? And then they said they were talking because they were trying to talk to the guy that puts up the graphics, the lower thirds with our names on it, and he's going, which one's which? And which one's the bald one? And you pointed to yourself.
I'm the bald one.
It was just it was very funny. Like it was like, so the people watching didn't know what was going on, and it's such. And I'm terrible at that. When you start have communication going on about another conversation in your ear, I was probably staring off into space. It was very funny.
What are some of these, Tricia, that we can talk about here?
One of the ones that I think is the funniest is a woman was out on early on a Saturday morning and stopped by a garage sale and got out of her car, and she was excited because she was the first one there, and went into the garage and started shopping around, except it wasn't a garage sale. It was just somebody reorganizing and cleaning out their garage. So she just walked into some woman's garage and started going through stuff and picking things up.
Oh, that's funny. Didn't see
Awkward.
a sign or anything, right?
Very embarrassing.
Yeah.
One that recently happened to our daughter. We were at the grocery store, HEB. They were doing samples. So Landry walked up, and she would die if she was so embarrassed about this. There was one little piece of chocolate left, and she walked up and grabbed it. And the lady standing next to her was like, that's mine. She had taken her chocolate sample. Landry stole somebody's chocolate sample out of the sample cart. It was the ladies, but she was talking to the guy about the item.
I can't believe I don't eat store samples.
I don't
She
either.
lives for store samples.
Even if I wanted, I don't do it.
Yeah, I don't care what it is. I'm not eating a store sample.
Wow, y'all are doing Costco right when y'all go in,
I get what I need. I'm not going to do that.
Remember friend Terry Crossett? I go to Costco on Tuesdays at noon, and that's where I have my lunch by just eating all the samples.
Right. But Landry's super weird about food, JB.
Yeah.
She's super, anything that gives her the ick, she's not touching
She's out.
it. Right. So, any other ones? Too?
Yeah, what about this one? A woman said she thought the bartender said, "You look nice." So she did a little twirl, and showed him her dress and said thanks. And the bartender was really saying, "Would you like ice?" She misheard him.
It's not quite as embarrassing, but when you're at a restaurant and you see the waiter or the server bringing food and you think it's your food, so you start kind of preparing your area.
Get all excited.
Yeah, and you get excited preparing your area for them to set the food down, and it's not your food. It goes to somebody else. It's like
this actually happened a few days ago. It was very brief and only embarrassing because it was just my wife. But I swear, we were over at my daughter's house doing a bunch of painting. She's moving into this cool little house. And I swear I thought my wife said, "I want a quickie." Because I was complimenting her on her work.
Yeah.
So I reached for, top of my pants. And she said, no, I want a cookie.
You're like,
are you like, well, are you sure?
That just goes to show you JB is down for any time, any place. You're painting your daughter's house.
Not a lick of furniture to work on, but I'd have figured it out.
Something would happen.
Oh, I think that's great at our age to still want the nookie like you're 16.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
right?
man.
17, 18, something like that. Any more of these, T?
Yeah, one more. A guy introduced himself to a woman at work, and he said his name was PETA. So she called him PETA. And the last weekend he worked there, she found out that really he just had a Boston accent. His name was Peter. She called him PETA the whole time she worked with him.
I like the Boston accent. Do you guys?
I'm not mad at it.
I like it. I think it's cool.
All right.
Yeah. I saw a video of some guy. He was a lobster fisherman, and he had caught like this enormous, really huge lobster. And he was explaining, it's amazing what you'll sit and watch. But he was talking about how old this lobster was. And the lobster was probably about 130 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he had this heavy, heavy Boston accent. I think that's what kept me around. But he put it like a normal sized lobster.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable how big it was.
Is that the one they just released back into the ocean?
They did
you
put
gotta
this
let
guy
that
back.
one go.
They did. Yeah, they put him back. But anyway, I like that accent. When I was there in Boston a couple of years ago, I just couldn't get it. I can't do it. Like I can do a lot of accents. I can't do the Boston accent though. So I don't really have any need to do it, which is a good thing. So
This is the JB and Sandy Show on Austin's 80s station 103.1. Text us at 737-301-9600.